Okay, hello everyone. It's Danzen here, and this is actually my first video on this channel, which this channel is talking about uh sort of like programming. This is the main topics, but I will make the video about programming later. The early stage of my channel, I will do some simple things like breaking down some popular books. Okay, and then maybe I will put courses because it's relevant to this modern day. Okay, courses. Many students, many people will usually go to courses rather than book. I understand this. Or maybe if they have been through the courses, usually they will start making projects. Okay. Making projects that is important. This is projects. And anything in here I will try to break down. On the purpose actually for my channel is to educate myself, to progress, to see my progression from me, which has almost nothing in skill, and go through the progress until I become advanced. That's why this channel exists. In the first stage, I don't really care about get an audience as many as I can or get subscriber, but this is on an early stage is purely for myself, trying to break down anything, but based on learning and based on programming. So in other thing, I'm very enthusiastic on software engineer or maybe machine learning engineering because that scope is very widely needed in professional job and it's high paying job, especially in US, Australia, or maybe Dubai. And I'm very excited to begin with this channel. Okay, so what we will do now, of course, we will break down the first book that is very popular in this modern day, which is talking about the creativity. Do you know what is title? Do you know what the I mean? It's called still. Wait. S- Wait. Still like an artist. I have read like quick read, not all, but it's interesting because it shows you that creativity is not that easy, but you need to break it down so that you have a meaningful creativity, how you get an idea from anything in this world, because this world is very large you gain any relationship with other, you get ideas from there, and then you connect from one reference to other reference, and then you make it, you combine those reference, the ideas, until you make a better result. That's why this book is axis. So okay, the description is 10 things nobody told you about being creative, which the first of the chapter of his content. This is made by Austin Kleon, by the way. The first chapter is talking about still like an artist. Okay, disclaimer, I will do this in a slow pace, slow, steady pace, not a fast reading. Because we know that slow reading will get you retain more information rather than fast reading. But fast reading is good also. It's good basically. Like if you are a programmer and you want to read quick documentation in any references, that's good. You need have a skill of fast reader and slow reading. Slow reading means not slow in productivity, but slow, steady, deep learning, trying to understand, trying to question, like paragraph by paragraph, make notes, make mind mapping, and so on. So the first chapter is talking about still like an artist, and it has like seven segments, like how to look at the world, and then nothing is original, the genealogy of ideas, and then garbage in, garbage out, climb your own family tree, school yourself, save your thieves for later. So this is interesting because uh, in my experience, I almost don't get any information like this. Instead, except this book has almost anything that relevant to me or maybe to you as an artist, as an engineer, maybe even as a programmer, front and back end. You need a creativity to create your project, to create a new thing, or you are a scientist, you create new things, new technology. That's it. So yes, feel like an artist. You know that every artist get asked like this question: where do you get your ideas? This is an artist, okay? And they asked by many people. This is people. They ask to this artist, where do you get the ideas? Where? How you can make Minecraft? How do you make Mario? How can you make Geometry Dash? How you can make this art very beautiful? It's very unique. It's almost anyone cannot beat you. It's unique. But actually, it's not. They artists just use as many as reference as they can. Okay, and back to the title, how to look at the world like an artist. He see the world, okay, he see the world differently than us. This guy, average people, meet people, when seeing the world is of course different than the artist. Like the artist will see this world has many things, has everything that is considered as reference. This world has many stuff, has many flora, fauna, like the bird that can fly, trees, animals. This is the leg, by the way. Okay. Or many types of rocks that scattered around the world, that is in the chemistry periodic table, and everything is unique and its origin, because everything under the sun is the most original. For Thay's perspective, that is original because it's made by God. Unless you are atheist, it has different perspective, of course. But I respect that. Okay, so what is his answer? I steal them. Like he made a good thing. He made a good art. He made a good art, like a combination of trees and rock and mouse. So yeah, this is where he come for generating ideas. Okay, when you look at the world this way, you stop worrying about what's good and what's bad. There is only stuff worth stealing and stuff that's not worth stealing. Everything is up for grabs. If you don't find something worth stealing today, okay, okay. The only art, the only art that David Bowie will study is stuff that I can steal from. So that means it's considered as a skill to steal everything, but not everything. You gotta need to filter out what's bad, what's good. But in this statement, there is no good and bad thing. There is only stuff that worth stealing and not worth. Why that statement exists? Because good and bad is subjective. It's subjective. Only stuff that worth stealing and not worth. For example, you as a programmer, you don't want to steal ideas from art. It doesn't make sense. Of course, you will follow any reference that related to programming. As a game developer like uh, Minecraft, of course they will not look reference like uh, in politics or civilization. Of course, it's almost impossible. You need to filter out what's worth stealing or what is not work. So okay, let's go to the next title, the next thing, which is nothing is original. Nothing is original. The writer Jonathan Latham has said that when people call something original, 9 out of 10 times they just don't know the references or the original source involved. There is nothing new under the sun. Okay, nothing is original. Everything that has been made by an artist is not original. Even though you think that his creation, his art, his project is original, but actually it's not. He, his brain, his brain got many reference from this world. Maybe he got from the rock, like mouse, tree, and he combined them until it becomes a new thing, new, unique. But this is not original because it comes from many reference, and that's called a good artist. At the same time, there is a bad artist. A bad artist will make a bad project, will make a bad art. For example, he see a rock here. Okay, I will make a bad artist. He see a rock here, and then he just straight want to copy exactly the same like this rock. So he made the exact copy of the rock, and what people see, he will get a bad feedbacks. Okay, I just said that there is no good, there's no good thing and bad thing, good idea or bad idea. There is no like that, but there is bad review, bad feedbacks, and good feedbacks. That's why reviews, like in Play Store or Steam, is exist. That's why feedback from people from any community is exist. Okay, so this guy got a good rating, maybe 4.7, but this guy, a bad artist, got a bad rating, maybe like 1.3, because he is not unique. His creation, his art is not unique. He just following the original, exactly the same, unlike this artist, which is very unique. So I will just say this one a pea shooter. Okay. Pea shooter. It's unique, right? So back to the topic. So what is originality? Is this original? Is this mouse that made by God is original? Is this tree that made by God or made by undetected cause is original. I know everything is has physics cause, but for theist, it made by God. Okay, so is this original? Yes, of course, this is original. Mouse is original. Rock is original, and maybe bird flying. Yes, maybe this is bird. Bird flying, and this guy is clever, is smart. He got inspired by the bird that can fly, so that he make an airplane. So hopefully you understand what I mean, because everything has originality, but once the people come to this world from Neolithic era until the Stone Age, medieval era, Renaissance era, and then continue to modern era until this contemporary era, it's all made by people, and it's not original because everything has cause. Okay, so okay, next to the next title. Next information that we got is the genealogy of ideas. This is like the origin of ideas. What actually you got ideas? Where does it come from? The ideas is come from like this. You see, this is a horizontal line. Let's just illustrate anything you want to illustrate, a frog, or maybe a gold, silver, maybe some kind of people project, and we have another variable, we have another reference, which is vertical line. So bad artists will just make a project just from one reference, just from one idea. But this guy, a good artist, will make multiple. I mean, will cut multiple reference, and then he is smart at filtering out where is word stealing and where is bad, and get a better result. So if you combine this, it will equal plus a mesh up of horizontal line and vertical line. So this is the genealogy of ideas. It's just like genetics. If you have more source, maybe like diagonal line, that's good, because more reference, it's more unique for your better result. Sorry, or this one. Okay, do you see any one of five this thing? It's this, it's same? No, there is no one, there's nothing that same each other unless you like this guy, this bad guy that will just follow, just copy exactly the same like the reference. I will say that kind of like when this guy trying to copy Mario Bros from a Play Store, and then he make a rip-off game like Dario. I don't know is that exists or no, but the concept, the mechanics, the design is exactly the same like Mario. Like there is an enemy, there is a power ups, there is a level that almost the same like Mario. That's called rip off. That's not unique. Okay, rip off. So that is not considered as a good artist. Okay. Okay, so let's get into the next thing. We know that this line, vertical line, horizontal line, and diagonal line, it stated that the more you have reference, the more, the better result of your project, of your ideas. But that's not true because let's see the quality of this project. Is it good or is it bad? Okay, that's why garbage in and garbage out concept is exist, or we can say GIGO, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. The artist is collector, not a hoarder. Mind you, there's difference. Hoarder collect indiscriminately, artists collect selectively. They only collect things that they really love. Okay, so this is the same thing like before. This guy is, of course, this is the real artist because he select things, many things selectively. But a bad artist is called hoarder. He will choose, he will collect many ideas indiscriminately. Like yourself, this is yourself. Sorry, this is yourself. You are surrounded by good things. Okay, this is good things. But at the same time, of course, there are several uh, garbage things that surround you. So if you are good artist, okay, if you are a good artist like him, you will choose selectively about your, about the ideas. He will choose the green one, which is good conceptual, good ideas that makes his result better. But If you are a hoarder, this is hoarder. Yeah, of course, this is surrounded by idiots. You're surrounded by garbage. This concept is the same. Like when you befriend with people based on the quality of friends that surround yourself will affect, will influence you. Or maybe if you have a higher influence, you will influence them. That's the fact. If you surround by idiots, you will become idiot. If you surrounded by smart people, of course you will be smart. If you surround by rich people, you will be smart. Let's just take an example. Like one of your friend has a high paying job, and then they keep motivating you to be like them. So that's why you need to be related, have a relation with a good friend that is productive, that's not like to wasting time. This is the concept. Okay, that's it. That's it. So just collect things uh, with filtering out what's worth stealing and what's not worth stealing. Okay, so into the next title, the next segment, climb your own family tree. Climb your own family tree means that if you are here, maybe you want to climb up the tree. You have to define what's the next progress that I should beat it. Maybe an artist that you like, maybe uh, an engineer if you are engineer, or maybe a programmer that you want to be like him. Make a family tree that you will climb up. This is the second layer. This is the first, third, and this is the top. Top means it's uh, the master of in that skill, like the worldwide artist, the worldwide programmer, a YouTuber that has been through the professional job in software engineer, or maybe like in machine learning engineer. You want to put it there. The second one should be your friend that is a little bit above you based on their skill. Like this is square. This friend has okay. Like this guy has completed his C sharp courses. The middle guy has already made some projects, and this guy has been in internship. Okay, internship like in web developer. So you gotta put it there And I suggest you to post it in maybe in your computer, in your background, or in your uh, wall picture, so that it will keep motivates you like every day. I have to be like them. I want to be like them. So that's why I have to force myself study every day, but with a balanced time. The third line should be a better people than the second people. It's like your uncle or your dad that has great professional job, maybe in machine learning. Okay, machine learning. Maybe your uncle that has a corporate business in many companies about agriculture, or maybe about, well, I will say your uncle is boss. Okay, boss, you want to be like him, you want to be a boss. Or maybe you want to see a YouTuber that you fan of it, like uh internet made coder. Maybe you like him because he every day posts a video about motivate yourself to do a programming stuff, like courses, like how you can start with, and anything else. But the top one should be the best of the best. Of course, like the CEO of Tesla, you want to follow that guy, and many other people. It's too many to count of them, because just the important thing is the second line and the third line, because it's the more realistic, it's the most realistic that you want to beat him. So this is I called an artist. So follow the artist. Okay, by making this climb your own family tree, you will see yourself as a part of a big organization or creative lineage, that you will not feel alone based on the skill that what you want. And then you start to progressing yourself. You every day wants to beat one of your friend, and someday you will reach at this point, and you feel very happy. You appreciate yourself because I reached this stage and I'm happy with it. Now the next step, I will beat this guy. So what I have to learn about it? Oh, I have to learn about leadership skill, leadership, or maybe the management, business, and anything else basically. Okay, so just back to the topic. So how you get into the second stage or third stage or even top stage? How can we achieve that? Of course, by school yourself. But I want to emphasize that school and education is different thing. School is just a buildings, but education will has is another. And of course they don't overlap. Just force yourself to always be educated, but not schooled. It's different, okay? It is said that in this book, yeah, that you have to be deeper in education than anybody else because you will get ahead. If you don't get deeper by than anybody else, you will just stuck in here like forever. Be productive every day, and you will get better progression and better expectation that what you want. And of course, you need to Google everything. Google everything. Google your dreams, like Google your problems. Of course, you don't ask a question before you Google, but you will either find the answer or you will come up with a better question. Before you Google, you will have a limited information. So your question may be poorly before you googling out, but after you google, that makes your question is better. Okay. And the next thing is always be reading everything, reading scholar book, bibliography, free bibliography, or uh, guide or documentation if you are a programmer, or concept books, subject books like math, science, anything that will make you educated. But I suggest you to read a book that relevant to you, you can that you can basically uh, apply that you can basically apply your reading to any anything that you want, because it's relevant. Any relevance information will get your information retained more than if you read just a book that is not retained. Sorry. Okay. Collect books even if you don't plan on reading them right away. Nothing is more important than an unread library, so don't worry about doing research, just search. Whether I went to school or not, I will always study. I will always study. Whatever it whatever it happens, just keep study, just keep yourself educated, because it will improve yourself. Or try to record yourself just like me in this first video, because it forced myself to do things that I personally I personally want. I personally excited about this. Okay. And the last thing that I want to tell you, that since there are much information that's scattered around this world, you gotta need to bring a notebook and a pen wherever you go, whenever you go. So carry a notebook and a pen to jot around by observing anything. Observation about nature, about animal, about people conservation, conversation, and anything like when you meet people, when you go to museum, anything, go to whatever lengths necessary to make sure you always have paper on you, because idea is often to be generated in like randomly, but randomly usually comes from when you feel bored, when you feel not force yourself. I mean, if you force yourself to generate idea, it usually not happen. But if you like walking around to get insight, like with conversation with people, or by looking at the beautiful nature, you will get ideas from nowhere randomly. That's the thing. So it is better to take what does not belong to you than to let it lie around neglected. So yeah, better to jot jotting down your ideas in your notes that you bring everywhere, then it just be forgotten, because your idea is usually be forgotten if you don't write it right away, as our brain is limited. What I mean limited is we can consume as much as information in short term, but we need to have like journal or notes, so that sometime we can come back to recall the information there. Okay, unless you have a gifted brain that you can memorize almost everything, that's different. Okay, and I think this is the final part of the chapter 1, because the next chapter is talking about don't wait until you know who you are to get started. Very exciting learning for myself, and hopefully it can motivate yourself. And sorry for my bad English, because English is my secondary language. My first language is Indonesia. I am from Indonesia, and I'm I'm Danzen, and yeah, basically like that we until the end. And good to see you. Bye bye.